Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
You think that looks okay?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna wait a minute here and let some people hop on. Hey guys. I've got Rebekah. What are you doing? She's hiding back here. She's trying to go to sleep. So, okay, let's let some people hop on here and see. This is different. We're not used to being on at this time of day anymore. So,
By the way, I am going to be writing down. I'm keeping up with where everybody's from, so I'm going to
okay.
be writing down the
Okay.
countries. So please let us know where you are from, because I'm going to keep a list here.
I'm seeing Janice here from Nova Scotia. Judy's here. Dolores is here, but she's in Seattle. Jean from Massachusetts. Debbie Rowe is here. Angela's here from England. Nicoletta is here from Germany, but she has to leave to go to work. So she's here for just a little bit. Diane from the UK. Gail from South Africa.
Yep.
Joanne from Minnesota. Maria from Germany. Florence, I saw Florence's name there too. Monique from the Netherlands. Old Farm Shows from Indiana. We've got Alabama. Teresa from Ireland. Beth from Virginia. Janice from South Carolina. Susan from New Mexico. Bex is here from Indiana. Pamela's in Virginia. Sharon in Tennessee. There's another UK. It's going fast.
Yeah.
Are you seeing it? Clarabelle is here also. And what? It's Scotland, right? Clarabelle. I think it's Scotland. Yeah.
Well,
I did see London on here. Florence from Switzerland. Yeah, I knew I saw her name there. Cindy's here from Oklahoma. Miss May is here. Yep, Ephigenia from Cyprus. She's the one that actually said, "Hey, can you do a special live stream for us international people?" So, yeah, we've got several from the States on here. Sally from Pennsylvania, Wyatt from Missouri, Krista's here from Ontario, Dolores is here from Ireland, Marguerite from New Jersey, Mary from Ohio, Nancy from Kansas, Christy from Michigan, although it's from Holland, Michigan. Shelley from Iowa, Sherry from Kentucky.
a lot of places in the United States
Yeah.
have names after other countries because that's where the settlers were from, and they would name their towns in the United States after wherever they immigrated from.
Yeah, Clarabelle was Scotland. Yeah. Pixie Pauline was one. I'd seen her comment there earlier. She's from London. Let's see. Oh, I like seeing familiar names on here. Kara's here from New Jersey. Colleen says, "I'm sorry, I'm just from Kansas." I'm glad you're here.
That touches Missouri.
Yes. Yeah. You get bonus points because you're on a bordering state. How about that? Oh, goodness. All right. Yeah, we've got people. Okay. Christy says, "We just had tulip time." What's that referring to, Christy? I'm not familiar.
I mean, all the tulips pop out. That's what I would take that.
Yeah.
All the tulips bloom.
Yeah. Phoenix Rising's here from Texas. I got tulips from my mama for Mother's Day. She sent me some pretty ones. Emma's here from the UK too, but it's 7 p.m. there. She says, "Happy to be here with you." See, I'm glad that worked out. I figured 1 p.m. our time would be a fairly, hopefully convenient time. Christy says the Tulip Festival is each May where she's at. So that's what she's doing here. So maybe, are you falling asleep on me? Why don't you go potty and then you can come over here and rub my arm and go sleepy. Okay? Okay, maybe Sarah can take you potty. Yep, and then you can come sit with Mama. I just don't want her to fall asleep here on the couch and not have gone potty. Here, go in there with Sarah, and then you can come and snuggle with Mama. Okay, let's see here. Oh, yeah, Pixie Pauline says to hit thumbs up. Yes, please. I'm showing right now we have 109 people watching live, and I have 42 thumbs up showing up on my end. So if you haven't done that yet, please just hit that button. It helps the YouTube algorithm say, "Hey, let's put your video out there." So it helps with that.
Okay.
Did you get Northern Ireland on there?
Okay.
Yeah.
I got Ireland, and now I got a Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's two places. Yeah.
Yeah, and Monique is in the Netherlands, but I think you already have her written down on there.
I'm going to rattle off the countries I have on here.
Okay.
Just real quick. See if you're somewhere. So I've got Canada, UK, Germany, South Africa, Switzerland, Netherlands, Cyprus, Ireland, and Northern Ireland.
Okay. And then all the US people
So yeah,
are just a given.
Yeah, but so if I did not name where you're at outside of the United States, please put it back on there because I've missed it.
Yeah. And this is fun for us to see who all gets to be here that, they don't normally get to be here.
Yeah, because of time.
So, well, today did not go as planned.
Which is the life on a homestead.
Yes. So we're going to do a little bit of show and tell today and show you the main reason why today did not go as planned. We're still here. We're just all the other things that were on my to-do list prior to live stream at 1 p.m.
Good morning.
None of those got done.
Yeah.
Well, no, I do have 2 of the 3 loads of laundry are hung up outside. The 3rd load is just now in the washing machine. So it's getting there. Yeah. Thankfully, though.
Andrew and David are hanging up laundry.
Yeah, Andrew and David, it's the 2nd load that they are hanging up. I did the 1st load and then things derailed. And now they're hanging up the 2nd load so we could be here with you guys. Thankfully, it's over 90 degrees Fahrenheit outside.
It'll dry quick.
Yeah, it'll dry quick. So, we got another Missourian on here. Peach Ladies from Missouri. Maria says the world comes together on your channel. I love that. That makes me happy. So, okay, so this morning, yesterday we had company over here. We had a house full of people, fun day, lots of food, lots of fun and visiting. So, awesome day. We cleaned up. We watched a movie last night.
What was the name of it?
It was one of the Haley Mills.
It was neat. Trouble with Angels.
Yes, had never heard of it before, but it was sent to us.
Very, very neat.
Yeah.
Even had a good message.
Had a good message at the end too. So we did enjoy that and got to bed a little later than we should have, but since we stayed up and watched the movie and everything, are you all ready to snuggle mama now? Yep. Okay. You come over there. She's behind me on the couch. She's going to rub my arm and she's going to fall asleep back there probably while we're chit-chatting with you. So, oh, John's here from Ireland too. He just signed on. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Trouble with Angels. It's an old movie. I don't even remember what year it came out in, but it was a Haley Mills movie and we enjoyed it. So first time, you had never seen it either, had you?
No, I didn't.
First time any of us had ever seen it. So did that, went to bed, got up. Daisy got milked. Oh, I didn't tell you I had a bad dream about Daisy and Brisket too. I woke up mad at you because you did something mean in my dream.
Uh-oh.
So I didn't even tell him that today yet either.
Okay, I want real quick, and I'm ashamed to ask this, and I'm going to apologize beforehand. Is Barbados its own country, or is it a territory of another country? I do not know that.
Okay, and that's from Juliet here.
If you can tell me, is Barbados a country? I'm so embarrassed to ask. Or is it? I don't know. I know I'm good at geography, but my mind's spinning, going, is that its own country, or are they a territory of somebody? I can't remember. So
I have an excuse because I've never been good at geography, but you typically are.
Okay. Yeah, I just.
It's in the Caribbean.
Okay. No. Okay. I got.
It's so cool to have you here, though. So morning chores did get done. Chickens let out, all the basic things that we have to do in the mornings to get animals up and going. Sarah, okay, so Andrew does morning chores with the sheep. And if you guys saw the community post, recently we had a mama have 3 babies. She had triplets. And everything's going great. Been keeping an eye on them. She had a big one that was a little boy. And she had a middle-sized one, also a little boy. And then a little bitty runt of a sweet, sweet baby that's a little girl. And there's been some concern. This is our first time having triplets here on our homestead. And there's some concern being that the mama anatomically only has 2 teats for feeding her babies. Being that there's 3, there's always a little bit of a concern. Is she going to be able to keep up?
Oddly amount.
With 3 babies. So, been watching. Everybody has appeared to be lively, energetic, up on their feet, moving around. But this morning, something was a little different. Sarah's staring at me and she's making me very self-conscious. She's glaring at me. Do you want to come tell it, or do you just want me to tell it?
Your brain.
Oh, she said, I just need you to tell it. Okay. So when Andrew took care, yes, you can.
You want me to do it, or you want to? Okay.
Okay. So Andrew went out there to take care of the sheep and mentioned to Sarah, the little one looks like she's got some flies on her. You might want to check her out. And when Sarah went out there to check out the littlest little runt baby girl, she had lots of flies on her back end. It looks like the mama had stopped cleaning that littlest baby. And so she was messy on her back end, which attracted the flies. And they tried to overtake her. And there were little crawly things left there by the flies. It bothers me to even say the word. It was disturbing. And so, little, are you going to bring her in? Here. She is an inside baby for right now. Sarah held her and we got warm water and cleaned off all the nasty things on there. Oh, you're awake now that little baby lamb is here, huh? Cleaned up all the little nasty things, and there was a considerable amount. And it's not a pleasant experience to have those things on your person. So, got her cleaned up, which took a considerable amount of time. Got her dried off. We have her under a heat lamp here in the house just so she can stay warm. You want to rub her, you give her little pets. You gotta be gentle with her. And then went and bought some milk replacer, little lamb milk replacer, and trying to get her used to taking a bottle. So you all wouldn't believe it. Shawn is a sucker for little babies. He can seem like a tough little.
Yeah, go get that.
A tough guy, but yeah. And Sarah has become very protective. Okay, Sarah's gonna go take care of her again.
Take care of her some more. Let her be mama.
So, yeah, Sarah's very good at taking care of things. So she is taking over on that, and this is our first time having to bottle feed.
Oh, yeah. They've all
anything, a calf, a lamb, a goat, anything. We have not had to bottle feed.
Just being triplets, that's a fluke. It's just.
So we have not come up with a name. Sarah says she wants a delicate name, something small, tiny, but strong, she says. So Sarah has absolutely taken care of that. And there is still, like right now, she is over there cleaning her some more because the flies, she has a wound on her back end from the fly bites and them laying eggs there on her back end. And so Sarah is going to clean her up now some more. This is going to be a repetitive process for a while, and putting some more wound spray on there. And it wasn't on my to-do list this morning, but yeah, she's a precious little thing. I see Ephigenia on there. Baby lamb is so cute. Anita says precious. Tribal Woman's here. She says, hi, Rebekah and Anna.
Got a suggestion of the name Faith.
Faith, Sarah.
Blossom.
Those are good. Those are good names. Faith and Blossom are on the table right now. Jean says she is lovely. Debbie says, I would never have guessed that, Shawn. Okay, I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell him a story. I'm going to break your little manly facade here.
What am I?
Okay. So when we realize we're going to have to bottle feed this baby, we have things like colostrum on hand. We have frozen colostrum on hand, which is, for those of you that don't know, that's the first milk substance that mamas make, and it is absolutely vital for new babies to have that. We have that on hand. This baby had been with mama for a couple days. She's had colostrum from the mama. That's not an issue. but we did not have lamb replacement milk, the powdered milk specifically for lambs on hand. So he went into town this morning and bought a big old bag of the powdered lamb milk replacer and came home. He got the bottle made up. We don't even have human experience with that. I nursed all the babies, so working with
I don't know anything about mixing formula. She nurses it.
Yeah, it's not a thing for us. So he's learning this. Are you keeping up with comments?
Yeah, but I'm as people from other countries come in, I'm keeping a running tally.
He's trying to keep up. I see Hope as a name possibility on here too, girls. So he came home. He figured out how to deal. We had to cut the top off the bottle to get the milk to come out, and got her drinking. And Shawn was holding her, wrapped in that towel, getting her to drink. You guys, he cried. He cried this morning, and I'm just going to tell on you.
Got that baby going.
Because she was in a rough state.
I was worried we were going to lose that baby. So.
We probably would have noticed something yesterday. I don't think it was as obvious yesterday, but it probably would have been noticeable if we hadn't, we had friends here and we were busy.
I needed to see her eat. So.
Yeah. So we're good. Mary is an option also, Sarah, for baby lamb's name. So said I would name her Wren, like my 13-year-old daughter. She is little but feisty. That's what Emma says. Dolores recommends Miracle as her name.
Wilma is German for a helmet of will or protection. Pretty cool.
That's neat.
Pretty cool. Right.
And Sinead says Rennie means small and mighty. Hayden says Starfire. Xanthia recommends Sunflower as her name. So should name her Precious, Carrie says. Or Thumbelina. That's cute too. Oh, Sarah's shushing her little baby lamb in there. Oh, goodness. Cheapskate says, I'm in Palm Beach County, Florida. We're like our own country.
It's like the Ozarks. The Ozarks is its own country.
Okay. Jeanette is here too. Yeah, Cindy says, happy manly tears. Shawn, bless you. Yeah. Or Eclipse is a name. Well.
So, by the way, since this was international,
okay,
I wanted to see, and you can look it up online, what place is the furthest away from you?
Oh.
Yeah, in the world. The furthest away you can go.
Okay.
Now, for us in this part of the Ozarks, it's in the Indian Ocean. So it's in water. Okay. So then you look, well, what's the nearest place on land?
Is there like a website you can just
there's a website. I found a website this morning.
Do you know what the name of it was?
Oh no, I just
okay. You'll have to Google it
on DuckDuckGo and found it. But so I thought, but then it shows you what's the nearest land mass to the place furthest away from you.
Okay.
So around Perth, Australia. That's about it. If anyone lives around Perth, Australia, you are as far away from us as you can possibly be, unless you're bobbing around in a boat in the Indian Ocean.
It's neat.
Now,
you just thought to look that up?
Yeah, I thought. Well, I wonder where's the furthest you can go from here. So that's.
You see, Miss Vicky is on here too. Hey, Vicky. We sat in on a little bit of their live stream yesterday after company left yesterday evening. Okay, Sam just posted the link. Miss Vicky and her husband Chris have a YouTube channel called Real Stories, a Writer's Pen, and a Fisherman's Tale. And they have hilarious stories, and I'm going to tell you that you will laugh out loud, literally laugh out loud whenever you are watching their videos and hearing their stories. So highly recommend my friend's channel. Okay, Sarah is here and says, hi from a little village, Frensham in Surrey in the UK. Lovely to see everyone. I'm glad you're here. So, people are realizing that they live nearer to one another than they thought. Stacy says, no shame, Shawn. Oh, Veronica Moses is here too. I'm glad you're here. Xanthia, she was on there yesterday with Vicky's live stream too. So Okay. Brown Eyed Girl asks, will you bottle feed her now? That's the plan.
Yeah.
So yeah, for now, she's, if you've seen some of our other videos, whenever we have little baby chicks or ducklings or turkeys, the turkey video, I think, is coming out this week. We have this big gray, a huge Rubbermaid tote that we set up in front of the wood stove there in the dining room. And that's where the little lamb is living right now with the heat lamp on her, and got some wood shavings in there just to catch any messes that she might make. And I don't know how long she'll stay. And we've never done this before. So we're going to play it by ear and just keep her happy and healthy, whatever that may take.
Oh, well, it looks like the islands up there is our number one. We got UK is number one, and then followed by Ireland.
Okay.
So
of people that are here right now.
Right in those islands is where our largest percentage of people, international people, are right now coming to us live.
Hey, Sarah. Kathleen says the name Lily means showy white flower. She doing okay, Sarah? More stuff? Yeah, I'm just trying to get her cleaned up. It'll be a process. So, oh, Brown Eyed Girl, yeah, you can ask questions. She says, I'm late and I don't know if it's safe to ask my questions. Yeah, and here's the thing. I know some of you aren't used to being on a live stream because the timing is not convenient for where you live. We can see the live chat scrolling up here on the side. Now, if we get distracted and we're just chit-chatting to you guys and not watching this live chat over here, we might miss your question. Nothing personal. If we miss it, we can't really go backwards during the live stream to look at them. So you may have to put your question again and be persistent if it's something that you really would like answered and we're not seeing it. So yeah, we will kind of go back and forth between answering questions and then checking for more over here. Shawn did also, you wrote up some analytics of what's going on behind the scenes on our channel. And I don't know if you guys typically watch the live streams in the replay afterwards. I know if you can't be here during the live, did you all just hear the cicadas?
They're loud here.
Was it Sarah just opened up the front door and the cicada noises just get crazy loud and then go away again. So, okay. Sarah, how about Nova? My granddaughter is having her baby anytime and her name is Nova. So put that on your list of possibilities, Sarah. Okay. Let's see. Nevaeh on there. Yeah, they've got lots of good ideas. Did you want to do the analytics first? Or here, Carrie asked about the cicadas since we just talked about it. How are the cicadas? They're loud.
What's interesting though is we've talked to people who live around here, and you can just go 10 or 15 miles away and it's different.
Yeah.
We have the two different types hatched or whatever at the same time. So you get two different noises going on here. And for people all in this area, some people are hearing both like we are, which is crazy loud, or they're just hearing one type, and some people are saying they're not hearing them at all.
Yeah, they don't have them
at
all.
So it probably has to do with trees and water and all kinds of factors of where they put the eggs or whatever. But yeah, where we're at, we're getting it full force.
And they're right in our front yard on the trees and everything. Jeanette, she's not familiar with them. She says, what are cicadas? Are they birds?
No, they're a bug.
They're bugs. They're about this big, big red eyes. I mean, they're not pleasant looking things, but they have big wings. They do fly around.
And it's incredible the noise something that small can make.
Yeah. Well, but there's a tremendous amount of them
there's a lot of it's just weird.
Yeah. So they come up, they are in the ground. They come up out of the ground. And then a lot of times they will climb up tree trunks or up on the house. And then they shed their exoskeleton. So we have a whole bunch of those little shedded exoskeletons stuck everywhere. And then what comes out of that exoskeleton is that big bug that I was just talking about with the red eyes and the big wings. And at that point, they start flying around. My understanding is the noise is them attracting a mate. is what my understanding
that's the deal.
is.
Because that's the whole point. They come out, they make, and then they go back and burrow in for
Underground,
years, or
7 years or 13 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And if I should do a video on this, someone has asked me to do a video on it. I should. If you stand out in the front yard and look up at the tops of the trees, I mean, you can just see them. They're flying all over the place. So yeah.
I hope they leave and go to Mississippi.
Miss Vicky, you would love them down there in Mississippi. Okay. Are they like crickets? Well, they make a cricket
similar. Similar type of a thing.
An irritating noise. They're larger than crickets.
They're bigger. Yeah.
Okay, I need to make a video. I just need to make a video on cicadas. So all you that are not blessed with a cicada invasion this year can thoroughly appreciate that they do stop at night. Thankfully, they don't make this noise at night or when it rains. And so at this point, it's been going on so long that it gets eerily quiet, like when it rains.
Yeah. You notice it. You notice the quiet now. It's really strange.
Have any come in the house? Carrie asks. I've not seen any in the house.
No, they're not like a fly or something that tries to. I mean, I think they want to be outside. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
But I did. Okay, so Friday we were getting the house cleaned up and stuff because company was coming over, and I had all these eggs that needed to be water glassed. So if you guys know, I have those big 2-gallon white buckets that I fill up full of 6 dozen eggs, and then I put the water lime mixture in there. I'm carrying this bucket with 6 dozen eggs in it, and I'm carefully trying not to jiggle it too much and going out to the root cellar. That's where we store all of these until winter time. And as I'm going out there, Andrew's getting the door for me. I'm like, what is that? What is that? And then one had landed on my neck and was crawling up my neck. I'm like, get it off, get it off. And he just, he flicked off. They don't bite, they don't sting, nothing like that. But it was unnerving to have the big thing crawling up my neck, literally. So, Lori, oh my goodness.
Oh, you got a short about this. There.
Oh, yeah, we did. Okay, we did do a short, but I think I'm going to do just a whole video. Yeah. Lori, thank you for the super chat. Very generous. Thank you, Lori, very much. And Susan. Oh, Susan gave one. Is Abigail in the house?
She's in here. No, she might not be in here.
Abigail, are you in here? You got a super chat from Miss Susan. She says, for Abigail's birthday. What do you say?
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Susan. She's not excited about her birthday. She's decided she's going to stay 8 years old. Nope. And just not turn 9 years old. You're gonna be 4, but your birthday isn't till winter time.
Oh.
So we're gonna wait. We'll wait on yours. You can stay 3 for a long time. So okay. I got sidetracked again. You were gonna talk about
well, I'll go
analytics.
I'll go a little bit of stuff. So focusing on international folks. So in the last 28 days, 23% of our views have been outside the United States. So almost 1 out of 4 views are outside the United States. And so I ran it, and it's number 1's Canada.
Nice.
And then the UK is number 2. 3 is Australia. Then South Africa, Ireland, Netherlands, New Zealand, Germany. And that's everything that had 100 hours or more of watch time.
Okay, they've watched for at least 100 hours.
For 100 hours. And then I looked up by city. Now, interestingly, it shows me everything by city. The first 4 cities, I think Chicago was number 1, were United States. The number 5 city was Sydney, Australia.
Really?
The number 5 overall. And so Sydney being the number 1 Australia. And then after that, I just looked through the international ones. Then Melbourne, which is Australia. Then Brisbane, which is Australia.
But Australia was a little lower down.
Yeah, but when it's by city, specifically who's in a city, who's in a specific city. So Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane, top 3 international cities, are all in Australia, and then Toronto, and then London. So but I thought that's interesting, all those folks in Australia, all the cities. But anyway, I mean, that could just be a matter of why they have a larger cities And if somebody in Australia can correct me on this, it might be that people in Australia might live more in the towns because, of my understanding of Australia, there's a whole lot of areas that people really basically don't live there.
Okay.
So I'm saying, so if you look at a map of Australia, it's like the coastline is where like everybody lives pretty much. So probably everybody kind of lives closer to a city.
Okay.
Because the middle part isn't used as much or whatever.
Okay. Was that all on the analytics?
Yeah. Okay. And that's what I got because I just looked up at international. So because
I was going to segue into your person from Australia that you spoke.
I've talked to somebody. Yeah. So interestingly, also Australia, and I have occasion to talk personally with people who they're in the United States temporarily, and I always like to ask, it's always interesting to me, what's your impression of the United States based on what you hear in the country that you're in? Then you come to the United States, and how different is it? And it seems like everybody universally says, okay, yeah, it's completely different than I thought it would be.
Okay.
But I wonder if somebody ended up in New York City or California, it would be exactly what they would expect, because that's probably what I seem to get a pretty good impression that if you're in another country and you're watching television or the news, you're getting what's going on in California or New York City. It's kind of what everybody hears about, which the United States is big enough geographically and diverse enough that has nothing to do with what's going on in other parts of the country. You see what I'm saying? It's very different places, different. So
what I want to know is, okay, if anybody watching, if you watched things on TV and you had a perception of the US and you have come here.
Yeah.
I want to know from you if it measured up to what you expected or not. And then I want you to tell your story of what your person from Australia told you. And then I want others from other countries to say yes or no. I agree with the Australia person that Shawn talked to.
That the news tends to focus on negative things. You would think that everything in the United States was like horrible and bad, and of course we're a big enough country that if you want to find horrible and bad stuff, oh yeah, you can find horrible. I mean, there's plenty of. I mean, there's horrible and bad stuff to report on, but that seems to be all that's. You get the impression that like it's dangerous.
Your Australia person
that it would be
got that impression.
That would be dangerous to come to the United States. And there's certain places as an American I wouldn't want to go. I mean, there are dangerous places in the United States, but there are just a few here and there. It's not the norm. I mean, there's huge places to the United States that's pretty safe. I mean, really. I mean, people don't even lock their doors, whatever. So, but that's the impression they get, like the big city crime, but a lot of people in the United States have never even been to a big city. I mean, especially around here, you can find people all day long that's older than we are. That if you ask them, have you ever been to one of the big cities in the United States? Nope, never. I mean, so a lot of people never even go. I mean, to big places like that. So, but yeah, it's just interesting what's people's impression.
I've been to St. Louis.
Yeah, I mean, that's
a couple times.
Counts as that's one of the bigger cities, but I mean, there's people that hadn't even been there.
But Kathleen asked if I grew up in Missouri. Yes, I did. My family lives a couple hours away, but yeah, I'm a Missouri girl and I like it. So, yeah. Cindy points out there's dangerous places all over the world. Yeah. The Australia person that Shawn spoke to had got to be on guard perception.
Yeah, like it's going to be dangerous, but don't go to the dangerous places.
Oh, look at that. Carrie sent a super chat, a very, very generous super chat, and says to help care for the baby lamb. Thank you for that, Carrie. Very, very sweet. Yeah, we're gonna get her back to health there. Millworth says, I've been to several parts of America. Stunning in places and dreadful poverty in others.
Drastic difference from one place to another in the United States. Drastic difference.
Yeah. Brown-eyed girl says, I'm Canadian, and I'm sorry to say there are a lot of big cities in the U.S. I would not feel safe traveling to.
Perfectly reasonable.
We would agree with that.
I wouldn't go either.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's places like United States I would not go.
Yeah. Let's see. Alexis says, not only the big city crime, the dangerous animals, not enough medical services when you need it quick in the land. So you've got one extreme or the other, maybe?
That is, and I've caught on to that, even from our viewers that are not familiar with animals that can kill you that roam around in the woods. That in a lot of countries, a lot of places, they don't have that problem.
They've been eradicated, or they just didn't exist there?
Or you think about in places like especially Europe, it's people have lived there for so long that the roaming man-eating animals have been long since gone, and they're still, we still have those things here. So I guess that would be different if you took a hike through the woods. I guess in England, you're not going to worry about something jumping out and eating you. That would not, where there's places here, that you got to keep that in mind. Yeah.
Stacy Potts says, I've had visitors from other countries that said my hometown was nothing like they've seen on TV. And that's what your Australia person was saying.
The impression is
what it was a lady. What it was a female. She said,
that it's just not what they
were exposed to on television in Australia about the United States was a lot more. Well, it was not like Missouri Ozarks, USA.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of my cousin. He was a Russian translator, and he used to read Pravda, which is the Russian newspaper, and he would read sometimes, and it was always all these disasters and stuff. And this was back in the 1980s, and from reading Pravda in the 1980s, you would think that hundreds of thousands of people every week are getting killed in the United States from these floods and tornadoes and hurricanes, and just wiping out cities. And a tornado come through and killed 50,000 people. It would these extreme, they'd report on a tornado, it goes through like Oklahoma, and instead of, kill 3 people, it'd kill, 5,000 people, make it look like, like we were suffering these horrific, disasters all the time and things like that.
Okay. Sinead says, I completely agree with that. I was in Chicago when I was 15 for a month with Ulster Project. I'm not familiar with that. It was amazing, but lots of people thought we were still living 3 bombs, etc., like when the Troubles. Okay. Like when they see on TV, the news, etc. Yeah. Okay. Now, Tribal Woman, this is Exanthia, says, my cousin from Egypt says she likes where we live. They're in Missouri also. She likes where we live because we are in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
She feels safe here. But it depends on what makes you feel safe.
Yeah. Some people will be scared to death to be out here because of just the remoteness of the woods.
You don't have, the police, fire departments, all those things.
The thing. Yeah. Some people, you can pick up a phone and call the police, and in a few minutes, police show up. You don't have that here. Yeah. You're too far out. You're too far away. You're on your own. You have to take care of yourself.
So it depends on what are you choosing, because there's probably in places where you have police and fire departments just ready at a moment's notice, there's probably going to be a higher crime rate than there is out here. But if you do need help, you're going to have to wait for the help.
Yeah.
Which do you pick? So, yes, Allison, Chris, and Vicky are very funny. I enjoy watching their channel. Alexa says my first time in Missouri I think she was 10 years old, but I haven't been back to the US in 20 years for medical reasons. So sad. Okay. Brown-eyed girl, you can ask about the ATVs and the helmets, and I don't know how much we're going to get into it. I'm just going to say I appreciate concern, heartfelt concern, but I'm not going to debate. I'll throw that out there. You're welcome to answer your question. I'm just going to throw that little.
They're putting around on something once or twice a year on level ground, putting around. No, but they're not racing them or anything like that. So the other thing that's different in a lot of other countries is, like sometimes, like when people are traveling from the United States to another country, a lot of times they're like, well, you need to familiarize yourself with the laws in that other country. Where the United States, it's a different ball game, and this is confusing to a lot of people because people from another country will sometimes come to the United States and say, well, I heard it's legal or illegal such and such in the United States. You can't think that way in the United States. It's state by state. I mean, there are federal laws, but for the most part, the vast majority of criminal laws are at the state level. So what's legal versus illegal in Missouri is different from Texas, is different from Arkansas, is different from California, is different from New York. Every state has its own criminal laws. Yeah. So the legalities of things can be drastically different from one state to another. And that's strange to a lot of people from other countries because they're not used to that. In most other countries, the laws are a bit more uniform across their entire country. In ours, you can cross a state line and it's a drastically different laws. So that's another thing that's different.
Yeah. Let's see. Maria says, I visited New York 10 years ago and I didn't feel any more unsafe than in Paris. Security is not a big issue for me. I found the size more impressive than expected. So, yeah, from an international big city to an American big city, that she felt they were pretty similar.
Yeah.
On the two there. So. Okay, so here was Brown Eyed Girl's comment about the helmets here. I'm just going to go ahead and read it here. And Brown Eyed Girl is not a troll in any way, shape, or form. She's been supportive of our family. It's just I used to work for trauma surgeons, and some of them were pediatric trauma surgeons. So I've seen some pretty horrific head injuries from no helmets. And it is, and she puts hearts on there. I truly do believe you are speaking from an area of concern. So you're not offending me in any way, shape, or form. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet because this was a point of contention in the recent video. But this guy here is probably the most safety conscious person that I have ever been around my entire life. I don't know if he worked traffic crashes.
Yeah, my job was to work traffic crashes.
To work the accidents, and he did see very horrific things. And so he is very pro car seat, pro seat belt, just because of what he has experienced himself. When you go get things at the Home Depot or whatever, things are strapped and tied down. It's impressive. Hardcore, It's impressive. Nothing is going to go flying off that vehicle because he has seen
cargo shifts or anything like that. Yeah.
Cause accidents because of them flying off vehicles. So I will say it was odd to be on the receiving end of people saying you're not being safe enough with your children. We don't have ATVs. That's not something that we have here on our property. These were family members' things. And the children are not allowed. There was no hot rodding. I mean, it was literally a putt
around
in pastures around the lake is what it was. And I understand accidents can happen anytime. I do get that. We did not feel that there was a high risk of danger with the type of riding that they were doing. So I do appreciate the concern. I really do.
I will say, as a former accident investigator, an irony is a tractor is far more dangerous than an ATV. And it's interesting.
Wind ridden.
But I'm saying, but I mean, it's just overall. And you never hear someone say to wear a helmet on a tractor. It's just kind of funny how we worry about some things and other things that are actually even more dangerous. It doesn't even occur. You don't even use a helmet when you're on a tractor. Man, tractors are real dangerous. So But anyway, we were very safety conscious about things.
So Florence is asking, what is an ATV? She's in Switzerland. That may not be a thing that they're familiar with. I think it's 4 wheels, but more along the size of like a motorcycle or something. It's yeah. And then there's handlebars.
It's for off-road use.
Yeah. So, you're welcome. I try to answer in love because I know you're asking in love. So I hope that's coming through, that I am appreciative, and there's lots of love there. Okay. Let's see. Doreen's more concerned about the motorcyclists that don't wear helmets and driving a lot faster. And that's something Missouri used to require helmets, didn't they, on the roads?
Yeah, they actually got rid of their helmet requirement.
Yeah.
Enough people threw a fit about it, which again is as an example of the United States being very different. Whether or not you have to wear a helmet or eye protection on a motorcycle, every state is different. You would have to, if you drove across the United States, you would have to find out what route you're taking, what's the law in every single state that you're going to cross to know what you can and can't do.
Well, and the laws on private property are also different from out on public roadways.
And there really isn't laws on private property. On private property, I mean, a 5-year-old kid could drive a vehicle because there's no regulation. It's not all your vehicle regulations have to do with public roads only.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with private property.
Jean on here, going back to traveling in the US and things like that, she says, I felt safe traveling alone. I found people are kind everywhere. That's good. Yeah. I like that. Lisa's here from Kentucky. Living in Oz is making a kind comment too. So thank you for that support as well. So Stacy, I've seen some horrible things in combat, but I've seen some terrible things just from having to stop at accidents because of the first aid licensing. Some of it is indescribable and unforgettable. Yeah. He's told me lots of stories.
Yeah.
And he's also said there are stories he won't ever share either. So Dina asked if the older kids drive. We have several with permits. We really don't have a need at this point, since none of them have jobs like away from home.
Yeah, they work here.
So whenever we get time, they do drive with their permits.
Yeah, they know how to drive. They just
Cindy's husband was killed by a drunk driver 2 years ago on his motorcycle with his helmet on.
Motorcycles are very unforgiving as far as a crash. It's and I've worked a lot of motorcycle crashes, and I mean, I guess literally, I think it's safe to say I never worked a motorcycle crash that was a non-injury. I think every motorcycle, there's fatalities, and even if it's not, they'll leave on an ambulance. It's just, I mean, you don't have anything around you. I mean, obviously,
Allison wants to know where Eskimo Joe's is. That's the shirt Shawn's wearing.
Stillwater, Oklahoma State University. It's a restaurant.
A famous restaurant there. Yeah. Hazel asks, do you have any big plans for this week, Janice? I do, but I'm not going to share them with you guys just yet.
Yeah, let her have her surprises.
I have a secret. So I will share with you that we're preparing for David's big birthday party. If you don't know, we don't do birthday parties every year for the children, but when they turn 13, they get the big shebang where we invite a bunch of people and they get to pick what their special thing is going to be. And David has picked to have lots of family and friends here. And what are you looking at me for? Lots of food. They want to play kick the bucket with their friends and cousins. And that's coming up at the beginning of June. So the rain supposedly has stopped here for the next several days. We have lots of catch up to do in the garden. I mean, crazy. We're so far behind because it has either been raining or it's been muddy from all the rain. So as soon as things dry out, we don't have green bean seeds in the ground yet even. That's how far behind we are. So yeah, lots of gardening stuff, lots of housekeeping things, lots of food menu planning stuff for this birthday party that's coming up, plus the extra thing that I'm gonna keep to myself for right now. So and I missed comments if there was something that I missed here. Diane says, I lived in the US for a few years as a teenager and never felt unsafe myself, and she was in Maryland. So Debbie's son was wounded in Iraq, and he does not talk about it as well. He keeps that to himself. So, oh, I've got another subscriber here from South Africa. I'm so glad you're here. Exanthia says she has a lot of friends from England and Ireland, and most of them have been here to the US, and they loved all the areas they went to. Good.
Yes, the other neat thing about the United States is our geography is so different that you can go from literally just drive in a day's drive, and you can be in swampland, then you can be in mountains, you can be in the Great Plains, you can be in desert, you can be on the ocean, you can be where it's cold. I mean, and you can a great variety of geography and climate and everything within the same country.
Cindy asks, what cake did he pick? Referring to David with his 13th birthday party coming up. He always picks pies. So typically when we just have, our special thing here at the house for the birthday, he'll pick apple pie, and we'll make one or two, and that's it. But being that there's a lot more people coming, I mean, we're going to have probably at least 60 people here is what I'm thinking. There's going to be, brownies, cookies. There's going to be additional things made up. He will still have his apple pie, and that's probably what the candle and stuff will be put on. But there will be extra desserts. And I'm planning. He's asked for just grilled burgers and hot dogs with chips and dips, and just let people graze all afternoon into the evening. They'll come in early afternoon and stay till whenever. So Aiden says, it's great that your children and family get a lot of social time with other people, such as family and friends. I feel like we have a very busy social life. So, yeah, we have a great family, lots of friends, some with large families as well, larger families than ours.
Yeah.
And when you just get two large families together, it's a lot.
That's the thing that's kind of different around where we live. Having 7 children, there's a lot of places here in the US with 7 children. People would think, wow, your family's huge. Yeah. But around here, it's larger than most, but there are plenty of families in this area that's bigger than ours.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're having a larger number of children. It's more common in this region than it would be maybe in certain other areas.
Mary is sweet here. She says, I so enjoy your channel. Love the homestead. Thank you, Mary. That makes me happy. Tribal Woman says, my favorite pie is mango and then peach pie. Okay. Have I ever told you guys about mango mouth? Have you heard of mango mouth? I can't do mango because I did it one time and I got the mango mouth, and it was awful. And I don't ever want to experience it ever again. So I loved the taste of it. It was delicious, but it hurt me. Sarah made a chocolate cream pie yesterday for a company that we had over here, and caramel bars, which I think she's made before, maybe on a What We Eat in a Week video or something like that. And we did the whole big pot of chili and hot dogs. That's kind of my easy go-to whenever we have a group over here. So that's what we did yesterday. I did see someone asking what's for dinner. Leftovers. So in the fridge, we have some leftover hot dogs and chili from yesterday. I also have some leftover stew. I think it was Friday night
we need to eat
supper.
that first, don't we?
Yeah.
As older. No.
A Friday night supper. On my last grocery haul video, I had bought that big roast and chopped it in half. So the remainder of that stew. So I'm not cooking.
Mm-hmm.
We're just eating up leftovers.
Today, yeah.
So,
I was going to ask another thing that probably people would find weird in the United States. I already mentioned that every state laws are different, but it's even further in some places, some states more than others. Counties. So, okay, so if you're not familiar with this, so the United States, there's 50 states, and then each state has counties, except for Louisiana, they call them parishes. But in all the others, they call them counties. So, like Missouri has like 250 something counties. Oklahoma, where I'm originally from, had 77 counties, little sub jurisdictions. This was really big in Oklahoma. The counties could vote on how the laws would or would not apply in each county.
Okay.
So, like for example, it was called liquor by the drink, and it was that the counties would vote to be what they called a wet county or a dry county, and that was, do you allow alcohol sales or you don't allow alcohol sales? So you could drive all across Oklahoma, the same state, and just county by county, whether or not you could go into a place and order alcohol or get alcohol in a grocery store will change from county to county. So that's so again, my understanding is people in other countries are not used to laws being, just go a few miles and all the laws are different. That's kind of a unique thing.
Catherine's on here talking about her son is turning 18 next month. Don't know how I feel about it. Why can't they stay small? Yeah, I've tried telling mine to stay little and they don't. So that's what prompted us to do the YouTube channel to begin with. Is Sam turned 18 and where did the time go?
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot more on video to look back on now. So Carrie is here. She says, I'm the youngest of 12, a farmer's daughter. I'm glad you're here. Growing up, my dad was the middle child of 7, and he had lots of like neighbors and stuff around that had 12 children. Was still a lot back then for his generation, but it wasn't as much of an oddity as it is nowadays. So let's see, I'm looking at comments here. Millworth says, I used to say fridge party. It sounds much more exciting than leftovers. We're having a fridge party. Yay. Let's see. Yeah, I was reading up Allison with her wisdom teeth. She had her wisdom teeth taken out. And I know you had a bad experience with them too, but hers are she's improving. So that is good. I know that wasn't a fun thing. At least I hear stories because it was done before I ever came around. I got to miss that.
I was in college.
Yeah.
If you have jumped on since the first 15 minutes or so, again, I'm trying to keep up with what all countries. I've got a dozen countries right now. That's people that's on here from a dozen different countries. So.
Do you grow rhubarb? Kathleen asks. I do not. And it's just not common around here.
Yeah, I don't know of anyone that does.
I don't either. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know. But does it do okay in our climate or not?
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know.
And as far as I know, I don't think I've ever eaten it either. It's just not a
common
thing.
Yeah, it's not a common thing to eat here either. Yeah. So.
Oh, Anna in Ohio says her grandmother had 13 children, 12 natural and 1 stepdaughter. So. Oh, Tammy says, tell Sarah, I loved hearing her sing with Landon. She was amazing. So, well, I'm going to share something with you guys about that. So I had to put that song in the video because
Portugal.
Oh, Portugal. Wow.
I have that one on here.
Okay. I love hearing them sing together, play together. I just really, really enjoy it. I don't know if you guys have noticed, our channel's pretty plain Jane. It's basic. We don't put music in there really. We don't have all the stuff that the fancier channels do. but I wanted to put that in there. And, there's copyright issues with music and things like that. So we put it in anyway. YouTube, before our videos can post, we edit it, we upload it, and then YouTube scans it. It does their little magical do 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 to see if it's okay or not, and it flagged it that the song Jolene is in your video, and it gave me the option to remove it, to take it out. He's taking notes. Okay, to take it out or to leave it. And I chose to leave it. It did let me know I was not getting they can do copyright strikes on your channel, which is kind of like a demerit point or something. You get you're a red flag. It said you are not getting a copyright strike, but if you leave it, then any money that you might make from this video on your YouTube channel, you're going to have to share that money with the copyright owners of that song. And I said, okay, that's fine. I want it in there because I want you guys to be happy with me. And I don't know, I'm very proud of my children and my nieces and nephews. And I'm just going to say that when YouTube tells you, this is our first time experiencing this. When YouTube tells you that you are going to have to share any money that you make with the copyright creators, the copyright owners, what they really mean is all the money you make is going to the people that own the copyright of that song. So I hope you enjoyed Sarah and Landon's song.
Hope the people that wrote Jolene enjoyed it since they made the money.
Yes. So we made 98 cents. I didn't tell you that yet. We made 98 cents off that video. So yeah. We learned something though. We don't know all this music stuff on there. So this was a lesson. And yeah.
Well, at least the people that wrote Jolene aren't going to starve now.
Yes, the people that wrote Jolene will not starve.
I'm sure they were.
You're welcome.
Sure they needed that money.
Landon and Sarah are supporting Dolly Parton? Or is there somebody else?
Yeah, she's the original.
She's the original, so.
Tammy said she's in Hawaii. Now that's United States, yes. But there's other countries closer to us than Hawaii.
Yep.
It's a long way. Okay, so the rhubarb. So okay. Beck said they were growing it in Southern Illinois.
Okay.
And that's not too far from
here. It should be the same growing zone.
You would think that's the same. I mean, basically, yeah. And they grew it in Massachusetts, but somebody also said that Florida is too hot for it, so it can't be too hot.
Okay.
I don't know anything about growing it, so that's
okay.
And Brown Eyed Girl asked, "Can we split it by province?" She's in Manitoba. Yes, I didn't do that, but yeah, it will.
YouTube tells you
YouTube will break Canada into provinces, and when I've looked at it before, Ontario is always number one, but I think that's because they have the most population, probably.
Okay. Yeah. Debbie Rowe had to go to the top of a hill so she could get reception. Thank you, Debbie. That is dedication. I appreciate you. She said, please remember to hit the like button. We are at Fort Davis walking around. That's neat. Cool. Debbie, I'm so glad you're here. And yes, please do the like button if you haven't done so already. So that we share the song with Dolly Parton. David Smith says they might invite us to Dollywood.
Yeah, there you go. Or if we play it too much, we might get invited to, that part, with a court order.
With a court order?
Yeah, but we're required to go over there. Okay. New York, they're growing it. Ohio, they're
rhubarb.
Rhubarb. Yeah, rhubarb. They're growing it in New York. They're growing it in Ohio.
Not anything that has to do with a court order.
Yeah. So that's
Dolly would be proud. I think she would. They did an awesome job.
Up in Canada, they're growing. Apparently, if it's cooler. So we grow it in Canada. So
Carolina says, I watch it live the day after because here in Portugal, it's very late. Yeah. Finally, I'm able to watch you live. Thank you for doing this. You're very welcome. I'm so glad it was brought up as a suggestion. I thought that is a very good suggestion. I do like that. So this has been, one of the neatest things about having the YouTube channel is getting to learn about other countries, different cultures, different just ways of living, how how we are an oddity.
Yeah, just like right now, find out where people growing things, and just even not that far from here, how different. Otherwise, how would you know this?
Yeah. So Newfoundland is the most fun, Brown-Eyed Girl says. So okay, and I saw Allison is checking her washing machine. See, she's still doing laundry in the afternoon too. So we get to be laundry buddies today. So as far as what I still need to do today, Sunday is usually the day when I update our family's budget. When all the shopping and stuff I did for the week, I put it in the checkbook and what do I have left and pay electric bill, do all that fun stuff. So that is on my list. I usually update, I volunteer for Azure Standard for our group, and I will check in with new people. I send out emails. It's kind of my bookkeeping day. Sunday typically is. I just do that kind of stuff in the afternoon. I have not made a menu plan for the week, and it's going to be tricky because as much time as possible, we need to be spending outside catching up in the garden. I have also not filmed another What We Eat in a Week video.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Which is kind of hard when we may just be eating. I mean, everybody have a bowl of cereal and get back out to the garden. I don't have a good, solid, good wholesome meal plan for the week since it's eat fast and get back to work. I hate to film.
Yeah.
Hurry up and eat something. Let's get back outside before it rains.
Stacy asked about caught the one. Yeah, I actually have two people that identified as being from South Africa.
Jeanette brought up fiddleheads. I have heard of them. I've never seen them. I've never eaten them. They look a little strange to me. I know they're a thing, but I have very little information on them. So Jill's doing laundry too. See, we're the afternoon catching up on laundry club here. I'm thankful it's hot enough that I can still get it to dry through the afternoon. So you can name her Dolly. That's a name potential for the baby lamb, Sarah. Dolly. Cheapskate says we have lots of avocado, mango, and orange trees down here in South Florida. I'm not sure what else grows in this heat. So we have a lady that's part of our church group that she pronounces it mango, which I don't know, it makes me smile whenever I hear it. So she was raised speaking Spanish growing up and then spent time living in the Netherlands and knows lots of languages, but mango, I don't know. It just sounds a lot more cultured than mango.
That's another thing about the United States. If you're not from the United States and you come here, you may be shocked at what people's accent sounds like, depending on where you land, because people speak very different dialect accents depending on what part of the United States that you're in.
Well, and then too, I mean, I don't know if this is the case everywhere. We're a very small rural. We're not a big metropolitan area, but just yesterday, at our little gathering here, less than 30 people.
Oh, how many people were not from the United States originally? Significant percentage. Let's see.
Born in Vietnam.
Yeah, Netherlands.
Don't say we're not going to say names.
No.
Born in the Netherlands.
We've had people and also lived in. So we've had people born in, or of the people who are here, people have born or lived in Vietnam, the Netherlands, Nicaragua, Switzerland.
For a time.
Lived in Switzerland for a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
several people, but that's the United States, where people are from different places that come here. Yeah.
So cheapskate. It's 91 degrees here now with 99% humidity. Oh wow. Let's see. Catching up. The little lamb needs to be called Jolene. You see that, Sarah? There we go. I like it. Let's see. Oh, Carolina says, I'm 31, married with 1 kid, live in a small apartment right in the middle of the city. Couldn't have a lifestyle more different than yours, and yet I love watching your videos in your homestead. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Already learned a lot, especially regarding being prepared for any scenarios.
Oh yeah, it's more videos I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm not. So I haven't been doing them. I've been busy, but I know I gotta do more of those emergency videos.
See,
so.
I enjoy that's.
I just
enjoy
gotta
that stuff too.
figure out the time to do it.
Oh, and then Colleen says, please not, Jolene. A Jolene here stole my stupid boyfriend about 13 years ago.
And they wrote a song about it too.
Don't do that to that poor baby, she says. Oh goodness. Yeah, have you ever, whenever we're thinking of names for children and stuff, if there's a name, I like the name, but every time I think of the name, there was this bully and there's some negative association to the name. It just ruins it. Debbie says in Plano, Texas, there are 84 languages spoken there by those who live there. That's neat. And Tammy says she was born in Ireland. Pixie Pauline asks, how are the eggs coming along in the incubator? I don't know if I've updated you guys. That first batch of turkey eggs has hatched, and it was great. And that video, and maybe tomorrow's video actually, of the turkeys hatching, our first attempt at hatching turkeys. So I've put more turkey eggs in the incubator. I hope that's the one if I've updated you at all. We now have, I think, 18, I think, turkey eggs in the incubator. I am due to handle them Monday evening to see if there's any signs of fertility in there, heartbeats or movement, anything like that. So we'll see Monday evening if I still have fertile eggs or not in there for the second batch. So, let's see. Catching up here. Oh, everyone had to tell us where their ancestors came from. That's always interesting to see that. Just call her sweet baby. That's good. That'll do it. Okay, Xanthia says Noya, Cherokee name, means beauty of God. So let's see. I vote for the name Gracie for the baby lamb. A little lamb covered by God's grace. Gracie, that is cute, Sarah. That is sweet. Rachel is a sweet name for a human baby or an animal baby. Rachel was on the short list for Rebekah.
Yeah, that was we almost had a Rachel.
And Elizabeth was up there too.
Elizabeth was another one that we were looking at.
A lot of the children, we knew the name ahead of time. We had it picked out from that, from the ultrasound that let us know what we were having. We had the name picked out with Rebekah, number 7 there at the end.
Just kept bouncing around these names.
I just don't know. Rachel, Rebekah, Elizabeth. It wanted to be a Bible name. All the kids have Bible first names, so we knew that much. But she makes a good Rebekah, I think. So, well, see, was there anything else we wanted to touch on? We are over an hour now, and I've got laundry to do still and a budget.
Yeah, we need to eat. Eat some of those leftovers left in there.
Some leftovers up. So I had children eating a bowl of cereal at 11:30 and stuff. Just everything was thrown off.
Everything got thrown off. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, guys. Well, maybe we can do this again sometime.
Yeah.
And get those of you that like to be on the live stream, but can't at 1 or 2 a.m. understandably. So, yep, Shawn needs to eat. He's gonna get cranky over here. So thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate it. And we still do plan, for those of you that are able to be there this coming Tuesday evening, we do hope to be there for our normal 7 p.m. live stream.
13 countries were on here. The UK won, but they only beat Ireland by 1 person. So,
and my wild home just hopped on here.
But Canada gets another vote.
Canada gets another vote now. We've logged you down on there. So, yes, make sure you do the thumbs up, guys. Sure do appreciate it. And we'll just hope to have a video out tomorrow. Lord willing, everything goes according to plan. Yeah. And then the live stream on Tuesday. So
okay. So you want to run these real quick?
Okay.
So we got 5 people from Ireland. And then it would be 3 from Canada, 2 from South Africa, and then everybody else was 1. Germany, Switzerland, Netherlands, Cyprus, Northern Ireland, Barbados, Norway, Gibraltar, Portugal was all 1.
Okay. So, and you added in My Wild Home there at the end. And Sam, you put the link to their channel, correct? Did you do that yet? No. Okay. Yep. Our friends Melody and Ryan there at My Wild Home, check out their channel if you have not, and make sure you subscribe. They have bought an island and they are setting up off-grid homestead on the island that they own. Super neat. So, okay, guys, gonna hop off here and go do the next right thing, and look forward to talking to you guys again soon.
Bye-bye.